This training module provides an overview of the Infectious Disease Emergency Response Plan. It was developed by the San Francisco Bay Area Advanced Practice Center. This presentation will review the IDER organizational chart and functions included in the IDER Plan. The Infectious Disease Emergency Response Plan is based on the Incident Command System, which is an emergency management structure that is used nationally. The IDER organizational chart is actually a slightly modified version of ICS. The key differences occur in the operations section. The branches are very public health specific. The Information and Guidance branch, for example, creates and disseminates information for the general public, clinicians, and other audiences. The Disease Containment branch is responsible for implementing strategies to prevent the spread of disease, like mass prophylaxis and community mitigation. The Medical branch is responsible for coordinating with local medical care systems. The Epidemiology and Surveillance branch is responsible for overseeing investigation, surveillance, and lab testing. And the Data branch is responsible for analyzing information about the emergency. At the top of the organizational chart, you'll find the Incident Commander, Command Staff, and Policy Group. These individuals are responsible for the overall management of the infectious disease emergency response. The Plan section in the organizational chart is the section that has the big picture view of the response. They collect information about the emergency, the response, and disseminate it to the other responders. They also are responsible for maintaining accurate and complete records of the emergency response, also for evaluating the response after the fact. The logistics section ensures that the response has the personnel, supplies, facilities, communication equipment, and IT equipment necessary to meet the objectives that have been outlined by the incident commander and section chiefs. The finance section is responsible for ensuring that the response can purchase the necessary supplies they need, for tracking time spent on the response by responders, and by maintaining an overall picture of what the response is costing. What we've just looked at is an overview of the organizational chart, the top level. When you look at the IDER toolkit, you'll see that the organizational chart is actually much larger, that each of these branches and units have been thought through, and the organizational chart is much deeper to reflect those details. When you open the Infectious Disease Emergency Response Plan, you'll find very detailed guidance on how to actually operationalize all the different boxes you see on the organizational chart. One question is, will the entire organizational chart ever be activated? It's unlikely that that would ever happen. The organizational chart was actually developed to represent all types of infectious disease emergencies. So for a specific scenario, you would most likely only activate certain boxes at certain times. During each operational period, the commander and the general staff will review the operational objectives and decide which modules to activate and/or deactivate. That'll be based on the type of disease, the scale of the event, whether it's a large or small activation, and the operational objectives. For more information about the Infectious Disease Emergency Response Plan and the organizational chart, go to our website at www.sfbayapc.org.